Welcome back to Bamzooki, where once again we'll be finding out if the nation's Zooks really are as good as they think. Rich, what is this?
This, Jake, is the first Zook synchronised diving team. Are you ready, fellas? After 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes, and next time we'll try it with water.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good idea. Anyway, on with today's show, and time to meet our very first team, who are hoping to cast a spell of success across Bamzooki. Boys, are you all right?
We are Zookobia, and with a name like that, you'd expect us to have magical Zooks. But we didn't use magic spells to build our Zooks.
It all comes down to good designing a building.
First, we tried to make mythical dragon Zooks.
But most Zooks can't walk on 2 legs. So we gave our Zooks more legs and made the main body parts smaller. But some are different. This one's a whole lot taller.
I suppose, just like a magic spell has different ingredients.
When you put all your different ideas together, you get our magical team of Zooks.
And as if by magic, these 4 have appeared. Boz, Twyning, Black Widow, and Damage.
Zookobia. Do you know what? I love that name. I think it should be a new word in the English dictionary. But welcome to the show, and 4 very different looking Zooks. Now, first up, Twyning. What is that hanging off the front of his head, James?
His nose.
It's the strangest nose I've ever seen. Now, what would Twyning be good at, do you think?
He's good at sprinting, he is.
Boys, welcome to the show, and it's now time to meet the team you're up against today, because they prove to us that when it comes to Zook designing, you don't just need a computer, you also need a taste of the great outdoors.
Hi, we're the Twinning Tornadoes. I'm James, that's Rachel, that's Alan. Hey, where's Alex?
I bet he's on that computer again, making even more Zooks.
He needs some time out. Come, let's go get him.
We thought she'd find you here. How many have you made?
Oh, only about 100.
They look good, but can they all move?
Well, they're not the best.
I think you need a break. Come back to the park with us. We'll talk Zooks. I promise.
OK.
Watch how I move across these bars. Left, right, left. We can use this with our Zooks.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, I think we should change Spiker's leg movement.
Go on to movement cycle and change the speed of every other leg.
OK. Now, there's only 99 more Zooks to change.
And they whittled that 99 down to 4. Spooky, Flip-Flop, Crush, and Elroy.
Twinning Tornadoes, welcome to Bamzooki. You excited?
Yes.
Good. Now, looking at your Zooks, every single one of them has got something on the front. What are they all about, Alex?
Sometimes it's to improve their strength, but in some cases it's just for style.
OK, so they're trendy Zooks as well?
Yes.
Well, you're a good-looking team with good-looking Zooks, so welcome to the show. Let's get on with it, because it's now time for the first contest. This is today's first contest, Ready, Steady, Zook, if you can see me past all the poles. Now, the aim of this game is for the Zook to make their way round as quick as is possible. Bernard, mate, show us how it's done. So, teams, you start down there, you then got to get all the way back to where you started, hopefully without touching any of these poles, because every pole you touch is going to add a second to your time. Bernard, don't go off the end of the table. Well, he's obviously not going to win this one. Now, as you go round, not only do you have to also avoid the big balls, you've also got to touch the coloured targets. Whoever does it the quickest is going to be the winner, teams. So pick a nice, quick, precise Zook and pick him now. Off you go. Go on.
It's a tricky decision. You want a Zook with speed, but also one that's careful and well-balanced.
Right, which one shall we choose?
Twyning won't be able to keep control, but
I don't think it should be him, because he doesn't move in a straight line, he just goes...
I think we should go for Black Widow.
Black Widow then.
Yeah?
So, are we all agreed? Spooky?
Yeah.
Go.
Back you come. It's the first contest, teams.
Well, I think the teams are trying to scare me with this lineup, Jake. Zookobia have gone for Black Widow. They know I'm scared of spiders. Meanwhile, the Twyning Tornadoes have got Spooky.
Rich, you wimp. I have to say, though, Black Widow does look a little bit more like a Rainbow Widow, but that's by the by. Are we ready for this, boys?
Yeah.
Good, then let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Well, off goes Black Widow, knowing that every pole he knocks down, like that one, and all those, add time to his completed time. So that's a bad start. Well, he seems to be standing still there. What on earth is going on? He's got another pole down. This is a really bad start for Zookobia. He's off the table.
What was going on there? Maybe he had lessons from Bernard. I don't know. But what it does mean is that if Spooky completes this, no matter how long it takes him, you're going to have a victory. Let's see what happens.
3, 2, 1.
Well, that's easier said than done, Jake. Goodness me, Spooky is a nippy old Zook. Look at him go. He's not one down. He's not quite a few down, but remember, that doesn't matter as long as he can stay on the table, which he looks like. Oh, he did. He's done it. He's done it in 18 seconds.
You've won the first round. Congratulations. So the Twyning Tornadoes have a 1-0 lead as we start contest 2. Think of all the times your parents have said to you, we're going in a china shop, don't touch anything. Well, this is Zook in a china shop, and believe you me, your Zook can do whatever it likes, because both of you are going to have exactly the same amount of time to knock down as many of these poles as possible. You'll know the time's up when the klaxon goes, and you really do need to pick a Zook that's going to cause mayhem. As you can see, Nosey's doing OK, but he's not quite mad enough for this game. Unlucky, Nosy. Teams, go and pick your second Zook. Go on.
The teams have just picked a careful Zook that they thought would knock down any poles. Now they need the exact opposite.
I think we should use Crush.
Buzz is quite big, so
Buzz is quite big and he's wide. But you can also go for Flip Flop because he jumps and knocks things over. So Buzz. Crush? Yeah.
All right, teams, come back down here. Let's see how those Zooks cope.
Well, for China Shop, Zookobia will be hoping Boz can do the business. Meanwhile, the Twyning Tornadoes have got Crush. Can he squeeze another victory for them?
Rich, mate, let's find out. First of all, it's Boz. I have to say, he looks tailor-made for this event. Zookobia, best of luck. I want lots of noise from you. Rich, are you ready for this?
Yes, Jake.
OK, let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Well, he's a big Zook, and historically, big Zooks do well on China Shop. It's a good few gone down there. This is good from Boz. Time running away, though, and he's got a little bit caught there. Only a couple of seconds left. And there goes the klaxon, a quick tot-up. It's 29 scored for Boz.
Zookobia, 29. That's actually a pretty good score. The big question is, can Crush crush that score? Team, let's find out.
3, 2, 1.
Let's find out indeed, Jake. Away goes Crush with 29 to beat. Not a bad start. He's definitely the smaller of the two Zooks, but a little bit quicker. And all the poles totting up there. He only needs a few more. I think he's done it. He's still got a few seconds left. There goes the Tornado. 34 scored, 2-0.
You've won! That is, I mean, such a small Zook, but Crush used those massive feet to give you another victory. Tell me how you feel, Twyning Tornadoes. You feel good? All right, brilliant. And Zookobia, don't you worry, because you can come back in our third contest. So let's get on with it. This is today's third contest. Now, teams, our third contest, Zook Breakout, is not only going to test your Zook's ability, but also their bravery. Bernard, Nosy, let's be having you. Now, the aim of this game is for your Zook to race the full length of the table and touch the button at the opposite end. As soon as you've touched that button, you're going to awake either Fing or Fang. And look at this, they come racing out of their cage and go straight for your opponent, giving them all sorts of grief and allowing you, Bernard, to get back to the start, not to get caught up in what's going on. Get back to the beginning, Bernard, and win it. Teams, you pick your third Zook. Off you go.
Well, with only two Zooks left to choose from, have the teams got a speedy one?
Which one should we pick? Flip Flop or Elroy?
Which Harry could get there before Fang?
Yeah.
Flip Flop's not that fast and he jumps.
Do you all agree?
Yes.
Elroy?
Yeah.
Back down you come for Zook Breakout.
Well, it's the little and large show here on Bamzooki now, and in the large corner, Dwit Shaggy, one of the most unusually named and unusual looking Zooks I've seen. Meanwhile, in the red corner, cute little Elroy.
I love it. A Zook called Elroy. I admit I'm slightly worried for Elroy, very small, up against Fing or Fang, so it's not going to be nice for him. Teams, are you ready to see what happens?
Yeah.
Rich, are you ready for us to unleash the house Zooks?
Absolutely, Jake.
OK, then let's start the countdown. 3, 2, ready, 1...
Well, look at this. A mismatch if ever I saw it, but look at the speed of Elroy. And oh, my goodness, he's been clobbered by Twyning. Twyning is absolutely hammering poor old Elroy, and he releases the Zook, and here comes Fing. Oh, bang! He's got poor little Elroy. Well, he's had a rough old time, but bangs off the table, and now here comes Twyning. Surely he's going to get there before Fang can get him. He does! He's done it for Zookobia.
I can tell you now, don't worry, Elroy will be fine, but he did take quite a big battering. And Zookobia, Twyning does it for you. You got your first victory. How do you feel?
Yes!
You're over the moon, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, boys, well, congratulations. And this means that the Twyning Tornadoes have got a 1-second advantage as we go into today's Bamzooki final. We've had everything on today's Bamzooki. Zooks falling off the table, Zooks knocking things over, Zooks being knocked over. And the reason? Because they've all been working towards this, today's Bamzooki final. And teams, they've worked hard. They're about to work even harder because this is what they've got to do. At the very start, the first Zook you pick's got to smash through that wall down there. They tag the second Zook, who's got 2 rather tricky hurdles to overcome. Your third Zook's then got to get past the sliding door. And your final Zook has got to sprint as quick as possible to the finish line. The first Zook to get there is going to be the winner. Now, teams, you've got a big job. You've got to work out which Zook can do which job the best for you. So while you get doing that, Rich, maybe you can help me out. Looking at Black Widow a bit earlier on, his walking was all over the place. Any tips?
I have, Jake, because building Zooks with more than 4 legs needs a bit of thought. Here we go. Last series, we showed you how a millipede walked. With that Mexican wave-type movement, well, you can copy that movement quite easily in the Zook kit. Once you've built a worm-like body and given it lots of legs with movement, all you need to do then is adjust the movement cycle of each leg, so that each leg starts moving just after the previous one. Soon enough, you'll have a millipede-like Zook, just like this chap. Oh, look at the legs on that.
Good advice, Rich, but it might just be a little bit too late for today's 2 teams because their Zooks are designed and they're in the final, ready to go. Give us the lineup, buddy.
Well, first up for Zookobia, it's Damage. We've not seen him before, and he's not likely to see us. He hasn't got a face. He's up against Spooky. Second leg, Black Widow against Flip Flop. Looking forward to him. Then it's Twyning against Elroy. Could be some afters there. And finally, Boz against Crush.
Teams, hands up if you're excited. Rich, good luck. Let's start the countdown. 3, 2, ready, 1.
And off goes Spooky with that narrow head start, but he got a little bit caught up. Damage does great work there for Zookobia, and he's already tagged Black Widow. But hey, Flip Flop, what a superb performance! And he tags Elroy. That was extraordinary. Elroy gets more knocked about. Meanwhile, Black Widow is completely caught, going nowhere. Crush heads for the line for the Twyning Tornadoes. Too easy.
Zookobia, brilliant team name and brilliant Zooks as well. Really unlucky. But Twyning Tornadoes, you've won! Yes. You're over the moon. Look what you get your hands on, your very own Bamzooki pictures, and as well as that, you will return to Bamzooki to take on another victorious team. Congratulations to you. And don't forget, you can build your very own Zooks. Log on to bbc.co.uk/CBBC. Download the latest version of the Zook kit, build a brilliant Zook, and who knows, maybe you could be right here on Bamzooki. What an amazing final. Rich, how exciting was that?
Oh, I was more excited than the Cub Scout in a Woggle factory.
We'll see you next time on Bamzooki. Bye-bye.
What's between us and the Bamzooki final? I tell you, nothing.
Welcome to another Bamzooki showdown. 4 teams are going to be turning up here today, but only one will leave with the crown Bamzooki champions. And of course, they'll be carrying this, the exclusive Bamzooki trophy. Rich, how nice is that?
Fantastic, but look at this, Jake. In honour of the Bamzooki final, Bernard is going to be attempting a Zook domino toppling world record. Watch this. Go, Bernard.
Go on, Bernard. Make me proud. Oh, look at that. He's a good Zook, eh, Rich?
Not
Go
bad,
on.
eh?
Go on. Go on. Go on!
Oh, Bernard.
What have you done to Bernard? While I saw him out, have a look at our first team today, and this is what happened when they were on Bamzooki last time. They got straight to the point. Bernard!
We're the Techno Hornets, and we're going to let you in on a little secret about our Zooks.
We've got 4 special ingredients which will make our Zooks winners.
And that's something the opposition soon discovered when Crawler won Zook's Super Hurdle. The bulk of Experiment 903 soon put paid to Pup Zook. A narrow defeat in Zook bowling still left them with a 1-second lead to carry into the relay, where the 4 prickly Zooks came into their own to win the Techno Hornets a place in today's semi-final.
Techno Hornets, welcome back to Bamzooki. Now, last time you were here, the only event that caused you problems was Zook bowling. What did you learn from that?
I think we learnt that not to use spikes at the front of Zooks when you're pushing a ball, because it kind of shoves it to the side a bit.
But Zook Super Hurdles and Weakest Zook, you did really well, so you must know what makes a good Zook.
Yeah, we've been studying creatures and stuff to make our Zooks.
All right, boys, welcome back to the show. Good luck, and it's now time to meet your opponents, and they had a pretty good run to their Bamzooki final.
We are the Beast of the North East, and this is our story so far.
And Chapter 1 reads like a fairy tale as Smoke on the Water stormed his way through for a first victory in Zook Smash. Chapter 2, altogether different. The narrowest of wins for Red and White Army in Dodgy Zook. A twist in the tail when Nation Army took an early tumble in Merry-Go Zook. And in the final chapter, in what can be described as one of the closest relays we've seen so far on Bamzooki, the Beasts of the Northeast produced a happy ending.
Beasts of the Northeast, our Middlesbrough football fans, and you lucky Red and White, welcome back. Now, it really was lucky for you last time because you just won the final, didn't you?
Yeah, it was so close. I'm actually surprised we actually won.
What do you think the problem was with Nation Army in the one event that you lost, which was Merry-Go Zook last time?
We hadn't really planned on making 2 big Zooks for 2 different events which we needed them in, so it was too small for the event, really.
All right, boys, welcome back. Best of luck. And it's now time to get on with this show. And the big news about a Bamzooki Showdown is that all the teams get to design their very own Uber Zooks, either a brand new Zook that they think is going to do the business, or maybe they're going to alter a Zook they've already designed. This is what happened when the first 2 of today's teams designed their Uber Zooks.
Well, the Techno Hornets in green decided to transform their Sprinter GX1. After minor movement alterations, they bolted on their trademark spikes. Testing went well. Beasts of the Northeast in red, however, followed a slightly different tack with Smoke on the Water. After modifying leg movement, they added a thumping great tail to his rear, presumably to prevent any unwanted flipping. Then it was simply a matter of testing and fine-tuning. Both teams were ready. And here are their Uber Zooks, 2 very different creations. Techno Devil for the Techno Hornets in green and Storm on the Water for Beasts of the Northeast.
All our Uber Zooks have to do in today's first showdown semi-final is get from this end of the table to that end of the table. Oh yeah, there is the small matter of hundreds of blocks in their way. Now teams, I don't mind how your Uber Zook gets past these blocks, whether he goes through them, under them, over them, round them, it just doesn't matter, as long as your Uber Zook is as quick as Bernard and not as slow as Nosy. Listen teams, very best of luck. Should we do this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get your Uber Zooks on the table. Well, teams, the Uber Zooks are in position, and straight away you can see that you've both gone for quite similar designs. Different size Zooks, but both with massive things on the front ready to shove these blocks out of the way. Teams, are you both confident?
Yeah.
Rich, are you ready for this?
I ain't going nowhere, Jake.
That's a good thing. Should we start the countdown?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
And away they go in this first semi-final, and straight away Storm on the Water, an interesting approach, choosing to go round the edge, and I think that's proving to be the best option as he's got into an early lead. Techno Devil doing well, slowly burrowing his way through, but Storm on the Water definitely has the lead here for Beasts of the Northeast. He's getting a bit stuck there, he pushes them out to the left, he can get there any way he likes, he's nearly there, Techno Devil doing well, Storm on the Water dangerously close to the edge, but he pulls it back just in time, he's done it!
Techno Hornets unlucky, but Storm on the Water, you've built a crafty Zook. I mean, he didn't just go through the blocks, he went round them. He went right around the edge. I mean, you've still won, because it doesn't matter how you get through. So how does that feel?
Great.
All right, boys, congratulations. But now let's meet one of the teams that you may be facing in today's final. And when they were here on Bamzooki last time, they made a pretty good comeback.
We're heading to Thrashers. One day we took some time off from the computer to get some fresh air and think about our Zooks.
And they certainly had a lot to think about in the first round when Two-Headed Beast lost Zook Sumo. However, after taking a couple of blows from the balls, Yellowfella levelled the scores in Danger Zook, only to see Scorpion concede the only goal in Zook Ball. It meant they had to come from behind in the relay. And you know what? That's exactly what the Headington Thrashers did.
Headington Thrashers, welcome back to Bamzooki. And last time we saw you, you really were thrashing the Red Arrows in your Bamzooki final. Daniel, what do you think the problem was? Because before that, you only managed to win one contest, didn't you?
Well, the problem was, on Zook Sumo, the legs were too long, and on Zook Ball, the opponent's goalkeeper was too big and we couldn't get the ball past.
Right, we'll bear all that in mind today. Team, are you confident of victory?
Yes!
All right, best of luck, and let's meet your opponents. And I think they're a great team, merely because they had a Zook called Elroy last time they were here. Genius.
Hi, we're the Twyning Tornadoes. I'm James. That's Rachel. That's Sarah. Hey, where's Alex?
Luckily, he was back at base, building Zooks like Spooky, who won Ready Steady Zook. Crush tumbled more poles in China Shop to double their lead. Elroy, though, was knocked from pillar to post in breakouts. That meant only a narrow advantage in the final, which turned out to be just enough to win the Twyning Tornadoes a place here today.
Welcome back, Twyning Tornadoes. Right, hands up if you're excited about today. Hands up if you're nervous about today. Oh, 3/4 nervous. OK, Rachel, what did you learn from last time?
Well, I learned that if you have small Zooks that are trappy, then they'll go slow, and if you have big Zooks that are thin, then they'll go fast.
OK, and Alex, using all that knowledge you've built up, what are you hoping to achieve today?
That's quite easy, to win and to blow away the competition.
OK, good luck. Well, of course, the Twyning Tornadoes and the Headington Thrashers, who they're up against in today's second semi-final, got the chance to build their Uber Zooks. This is what happened.
The Headington Thrashers in green took the unusual step of choosing one of the Zooks that lost them a contest. First step was to adapt its claws into pads, and then the legs were modified before further testing was carried out. The Twyning Tornadoes in red adopted a similar strategy by developing Elroy, who lost Zook Breakout. Some initial changes to leg positioning and movement paths were carried out to transform him into a potential winner. Both teams were ready. Well, there's an obvious size difference between these Uber Zooks. The massive Electro Scorpion for the Headington Thrashers and the tiny Red Phantom for the Twyning Tornadoes.
That team's is not an Uber Zook, but this is the event that your Uber Zooks have to win if you're going to grab a place in today's Bamzooki Showdown final. Now, the aim of this game, as you can see Bernard demonstrating right now, is to race along the table, touching all of these colour targets. At the end of the time, when the klaxon goes, the Zook that's touched the most number of targets is going to be the winner. Now, this could not be more serious. The winner of this is going to be in the final. Teams, are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Good. Then let's get your Uber Zooks on the table. Whoever said big is better obviously hadn't seen Bamzooki. Sometimes on the show, huge Zooks beat small ones, and sometimes tiny Zooks beat massive ones. Who knows what's going to happen right here, but teams, I'm guessing you're both desperate for victory.
Yes.
All right, best of luck. Rich, mate, are you ready for this?
Of course, Jake.
It's going to be amazing. Let's see what happens, and let's start the countdown.
3, 2, 1.
And off they go, and look at the size difference. It is extraordinary. And so far, Electro Scorpion, but a little one there. Oh, and Red Phantom gets a bit of a clobber there from Electro Scorpion as he goes into a 3-1 lead. Who's going to get this? Oh, it's 3-2. He's hit again. That big Electro Scorpion is really knocking Red Phantom about. Oh my goodness, he's absolutely clobbered him. Red Phantom is off the table. The contest's over. Electro Scorpion has it.
If this was a football match, Electro Scorpion would have had a red card for that. I'm so sorry about that, Twyning Tornadoes. Alex, tell me how you feel.
Gutted.
I bet you do. I'm so sorry. A brilliant Zook, but he just wasn't quite big enough for this occasion. And what about that? Tell me how you're feeling, guys.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
All right, well, it means that Electro Scorpion has found you a place in today's final, so congratulations. But before we get on with today's final, it's time to have a look at some of the brilliant Zooks that you've been sending in to the CBBC website. We said to you, take us from A to B, and you did. Have a look at this.
Get your motor running out on the freeway. Not sure he's passed his cycling proficiency. Oh, looks like you got a flat there. You wait for a Zook bus and then 3 turn up at once. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a Zook. All aboard the Zook Express.
Give it 5 years and you'll be getting a Zook train from Brighton to Glasgow, mark my words. Anyway, back down to business. This is the trophy that today's victorious team will be walking away with, teams. Have a look at that. But before you can even think about grabbing your hands on this, this is what your Uber Zook has got to do. Have a look down here, because your Uber Zook right at the start has got to knock down that massive wall. Then they've got to slalom around all of these poles. When they've done that, they've got to get over the hurdle. This is tough, isn't it? After that, through the swing doors, then through all the balls, then do the swing doors again, and then they've got to deal with these massive boulders, and these boulders are not friendly. It's not going to be easy. So, Rich, please reintroduce us to today's Uber Zooks.
In the green corner, Electro Scorpion. In the red corner, Storm on the Water. 2 proven Zooks, but only 1 trophy.
You're right, Rich. Team's very best of luck. It's now time to start the countdown. Ready? 2, ready? 1.
Well, it doesn't get any bigger than this as both Zooks burst through the blocks and make their way down the first leg. Here comes Electro Scorpion over the hurdles and into the balls. Well, he's got himself a bit caught there, and that gives Storm on the Water the chance to nip into the lead. He comes around the corner as Electro Scorpion has jumped over the wall. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but it's happened, and he's stuck, and Storm on the Water goes into the lead, but he's now being hit by the massive boulders, and oh my goodness, he's upside down. Storm on the Water is upside down, and Electro Scorpion is beached. Oh, cancel my taxi. I could be here for some time. Now, Electro Scorpion is completely stuck, and Storm on the Water, he's got a self-righting mechanism. He should be able to get up. Whoever can get free is going to win this. Get up! Get up! Get up! He's up! He's up and he's over! And Beasts of the Northeast have done it!
I have never seen a final like that. Headington Thrashers so unlucky. And what can I say? Beasts of the Northeast, you've won!
Yes!
Congratulations. Storm on the Water was upside down there for ages trying to right himself. He did it in the end, which means you are today's Bamzooki Champion of Champions. There you go, boys, your very own trophies. Josh, you've been so nervous today. Do you feel good?
Yeah.
I bet you do. Congratulations, boys. And don't forget, you too can enjoy stuff like that. All you've got to do is download the Zook kit from the CBBC website, bbc.co.uk/CBBC. You can design your very own Zooks and, who knows, appear with us here on Bamzooki. Rich, I'm absolutely worn out.
I need to lie down, Jake.
Me too. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.